Right, hello and welcome to the Pad Wagtail podcast. Today I have Kate with me. Hi, Kate.
Hello.
Hey, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Kate Smith. I am from Slow You Down Wellbeing, which is a wellbeing business for Norfolk.
And thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. We met randomly through Instagram, but then through champing, and hopefully we'll talk a little bit about champing later on as well. So this is a wellness and resilience podcast, and I think champing has its place as well as everything else that you do as a business. So let's talk about wellness and resilience and get started then. So I don't know, can you tell me a little bit about your own journey to wellness and resilience?
My journey is ongoing, as everybody's journey in wellbeing is ongoing. Mine started in 1998, where I decided to come out of London. I noticed I was in hotel management. I was working at the Strand Palace. I was working for Radisson Hotels. I was going into London on the tube, and I was noticing so many stressed people on the tube. And I always say that I noticed that you could almost get that stress from their face and start wringing it because there's so much stress juice in their face. And then I realized I was one of those people and thought, no, I've got to do something about this. So I retrained as a massage therapist. I trained in Harley Street with the British School there at Harley Street, and I went to Regent's University to do my anatomy and physiology, and then came out and thought, right, what do I want to do with this? And basically I set up a massage wellbeing clinic for corporations getting into wellbeing for their employees. And I've learned my journey along that way, how to relax, how to breathe, how to meditate. And the beautiful thing about your journey of well-being is that you can add strings to the bow. You can have I always say, and I've just said to you before we started this podcast, I always see myself as a Jacqueline of all trades, a mistress of none. But I put my heart and soul into each project, and I make sure there is a thread of well-being running through whatever I do, which is why I guess we're going to talk about champing. Yeah. So now that I am in Norfolk, and I've been in Norfolk for, we've had, where are we now? Because of course we've lost 2 years from the pandemic, so 12 years. So I've been here for 12 years. And I set up Slow You Down Wellbeing to address Norfolk's wellbeing post-pandemic. As simple as that. It is needed, and we need to highlight wellbeing, as you do, quite rightly so. We need to get modelling. I always talk about Norfolk model. You know, I do my mindful model.
Just explain what a model is for those people that perhaps aren't from Norfolk or have no idea.
Okay, let's go 2 steps back. Well, to model, it's a Norfolk dialect to chat, to have a talk, to gossip, and I think it's a wonderful word, to model. It encompasses everything you want to do. You want to have a chat, you want to have a model, you know, it's fantastic. Slow You Down Wellbeing obviously came about because Slow You Down is Norfolk dialect. Slow you down, which is basically, just hold on, take 5. Slow you down. And of course, Slow You Down is synonymous with signposts all over Norfolk. You will see the signposts around Norfolk, one in Wiverton, one in Weybourne. They're all over Slow You Down for the motorists. So, of course, it had to be Slow You Down Wellbeing.
Fantastic. Because I think well-being services are always needed, aren't they? There's only so much that statutory sector can do. And also there's so much of Norfolk that's kind of rural. It can feel spread out in the end of the world, and trying to find places to go and find things to support your well-being can be a little bit difficult. So, services like yours are just fantastic for people to have extra choice and extra options.
Absolutely. I am the Slow You Down Wellbeing headquarters is in rural Norfolk. I talk a lot to farmers. I talk a lot to the farming community, and they are struggling, as many people and many sectors are struggling. And so my mission with Slow You Down Wellbeing, with the massage, with the meditation, with the time out, with the champing, it's all about let's talk. Let's detach ourselves for the minute from the world and let's just talk. And I think no matter who you get on your podcast, I think we all say the same thing, because well-being, mental and physical well-being post-pandemic, we've reached that crisis. Obviously the NHS has reached that crisis. And as complementary therapies, and I am a complementary practitioner, the thing about complementary stroke alternative practices is that they are undervalued. I feel that they are very much undervalued. Complementary practice defines practice that works alongside general medical practice. I'm fortunate enough to be regulated by the Complementary and Natural Healthcare Council. And unfortunately, there are so many practices that within complementary and alternative practice that isn't regulated. And this is why those people are known as alternative practices. It's something that unfortunately is going on, and I'm not disrespecting anybody, but we do need regulation in our industry to make our voices heard. So I, for one, am regulated. I, for one, have been doing this for over 20 years, and I am just on my journey helping others, helping myself. I've gone off a little bit there. Was that
That's fine. It's interesting to talk about regulation, actually, because I feel like sometimes complementary therapy can get a bit of a bad reputation from rumors for that particular reason. And I think for people that might be interested in that kind of service, that's a little bit difficult for them to unpick and then figure out who to go to. So I think it's important to mention that, actually, and that there is a way for people to know what is good for them and who's regulated and registered with a body.
And that is the key to anybody that is looking for a complementary practice. Do your homework. Have a look at the regulation bodies. There are many of them, but if you know somebody has joined a regulating body or a society that looks after the well-being of the client, then there's a big tick there.
So I'm wondering if we can split off what you said into two things. So you said that while you've been doing this, you've been looking after yourself, and then you also look after the people that come to you for a service. So can we have a look at you? What have you been, what do you do? What has your business taught you to look after yourself?
Okay, so when I started out setting up wellbeing clinics for public and private sectors, it was very much massage. It was rehabilitation massage. It was massage that you could do in the workplace as part of occupational health clinic. And that was very much physical. And so I would be treating up to, gosh, 15 people a day. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. And they would come to me for relaxation purposes. They would come to me for something that's connected to the workplace, that say frozen shoulders, stiff necks, headaches, and I would treat them. And then I expanded into meditation and well-being as a whole, and offered meditation in Norfolk as well. So one-to-one meditation classes, group meditations, models, Zoom calls, privates, and at the moment with Slow You Down Wellbeing, I'm one of the services for Norfolk Hideaways and Norfolk Cottages and Walterton Hall, where I offer mindful massages and well-being to the people visiting our wonderful county. And so I'm a visiting service, completely mobile, and very much a top of the range package. It's bespoke, so one size does not fit all. I get to know the people. I go to them, and we will talk, and then they will tell me what they want in meditation and massage. And then, yes, there is a package that I will design just for them. The beautiful thing is, because I have so many techniques in my toolkit, when I say massage, it's not just massage. So there is Swedish massage, relaxation. There is deep tissue massage, sports massage for people that really want a firmer massage. There is Indian head massage, wonderful for the scalp and neck. There is acupressure, rather like acupuncture, but instead of using needles, I'm using my fingers and thumbs into specific areas. There is Thai massage. I was fortunate enough to train down at the Thai school in Brighton for a year. And there are 84 different techniques within Thai massage itself.
Wow.
And of course, Thai massage differs because it is a fully clothed massage. So for people not wanting to take their clothes off or feel a little bit shy, we can still do a body treatment. I can still do a body treatment, which is Thai massage. And Thai massage is that I work on a futon mattress, and that I put the body in different ergonomic positions, and I will use massage and yoga stretches to help the individuals. And that's the beauty of massage, because it's not just one technique. There are many, many, many techniques. And so Slow You Down Wellbeing, it is a wellness package, and it is a bespoke wellness package, because I can take all of these different tools that I have in my toolkit and apply them to the individual. And that is looking after well-being. That is looking after the person. And of course, it looks after me, because in working with people, I have to make sure that I'm ergonomic in my body postures. Doing the 15 people, treating 15 people in a corporate situation, that's a lot, and that takes a toll on the body. So I knew that my well-being was being affected, because doing 15 massages a day and treatments a day would do. And so I've redesigned packages to help me as well as my clients. So in all of my treatments, whether it is meditation, whether it is massage, I am on a futon mattress. I don't use a couch at all. I don't use a massage chair. It is very much an environment of come down with me on the mat. We are equal.
Mm.
We'll just have a mindful model.
Mm.
And so we are there on the mat, and it can be fully clothed. I want to discuss massage, an oil massage, because I always say to people, always give them the choice on the day when I arrive, whether they would like a massage oil or whether they would like a fully clothed massage. For people that would like an oil massage, I always say that's fine. I bring extra blankets and fleece blankets as well to cover them. I leave the room for them to get undressed, but I do not ask them to take their clothes fully off. So they will always have a portion of clothing on, and then I come back in and I protect their dignity throughout the whole treatment. And that is very important to say, we need to be able to say with regulation that you will always be sure that you are in the best of hands and in a safe space.
Yeah. Thank you. So what does your service do for people? Do they kind of get up and they're instantly feeling relaxed? And how long do the effects last? And yeah, what can you say about how that supports others' wellness when they come to you?
Supporting other people's wellness supports my wellness. It's in my DNA. You know, if you could chop me in half, that you would see that looking after people is inside of me.
Yeah.
And the first thing I notice after the treatment, and one good thing about my treatments, I do 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes. I always go over. I never go under. I've been to so many treatments myself that people will say it's a 60-minute treatment, but it's not really, it's a 50-minute treatment because they spend 10 minutes talking.
Right.
If I say that you have 60 minutes, you have 60 minutes. You know, the time starts when I place my hands on you or the treatment begins. And if there is an area that really needs to be worked on, or if I feel that within a meditation that the flow and the energy is there, then I will allow that to go. And that's what people are appreciative of, time.
Yeah.
And so the first thing they do when the massage or the meditation and the mindful model finally comes to an end, wow, they open their eyes and say, wow, that was great. And the face, when I refer back to when I was in London with all the stress juice that you could feel that you could just wring out of everybody's face. It's not there. Their face changes. They become more relaxed. You can see their shoulders have dropped. They're smiling. And they say, that was wonderful. It's the best well-being for me.
So you, for your own well-being, do you do meditation and also go for massages?
Oh, hello. Now we're talking. Yeah. How does the practitioner look after herself? Yes, it's really difficult. And I'm sure that every practitioner has the same thoughts, that when you do go for treatments, and I love treatments, I love every treatment, every complementary treatment I love. And so when I do go for treatments, it's almost like a busman's holiday. You can't help but think, oh, what's happening there? Oh, right, now are they going to do this? I wouldn't have done that. Okay. And yeah, but I have found a great team of people that I know that I can go to. I do have osteoarthritis, and that does play a lot now into how many treatments that I do in a day. And again, that's my body talking, and I must listen to my body. And what works for me is acupuncture.
Okay.
Acupuncture works for me.
Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How does that help?
Oof. You instant, and of course, no one size fits all.
Yeah.
You know, some complementary therapies are great for some people, and some just don't work on some people, you know. But the thing is, you have to keep trying. And I know sometimes with the cost of living that's money, but I always say you can't put an amount of money on your health. Really must try and keep trying. And sometimes that it will take 2 or 3 complementary practices or therapies for you to get the balance right for you. How does acupuncture make me feel? Lighter, pain-free.
Right.
And this again is what people say to me about my therapies, that they can be pain-free depending on the conditions that they have. They can be pain-free for 5 days, they can be pain-free for a week, they can be pain-free for 2 weeks, they can be pain-free for a month.
Wow.
And it depends how many treatments they have with me. And I always say I'm no good at selling up. So I'm not one of these therapists that say you must have a course of this amount of treatments with me.
Yeah.
And if you have this amount, you have to have them regularly. You know, you've got to have them. I'm no good at that.
Yeah.
I would rather say to people, just listen to your body. After this massage, you're feeling euphoric. Yes, the endorphins are going. That's fantastic. Just listen to see what happens this evening. You may ache because obviously we've given your body a workout. You may feel tired if we've done an intense meditation practice. Just listen to your body and then see what your body is telling you. And then book with me, and I'm open. So whenever you want to come back and see me.
It's interesting, isn't it, that notion of listening to your body? Because I don't think, I certainly am not any good at it. And it's something I think you have to learn. Because I think we spend so long ignoring our bodies and prioritizing other things that you don't get to know it, and unless you're really consciously trying to figure it out. I don't know, have you got any tips? Have you got any tips on how to listen to your body and kind of intuit that?
Yeah, absolutely. I talk about this in my mindful models and in my wellbeing articles for the EDP as well. And it's about taking 5. Absolutely. And this is why wellbeing is a journey, and a journey that you're always going to learn something. Always. First thing is to listen to the body. Take 5. Just stop. When you feel that heart rate coming up, when you feel your head's a bit foggy, got a bit of brain fog in there, you just feel a bit sloven, that's your body telling you, slow down, slow you down, and take 5. And so I say, right, put the kettle on. Us Brits are great. You know, we reach for the tea, any opportunity. Saying that, I've got coffee this morning, but only because I knew I was going to be talking to you. And take 5. And then just breathe. Breathe for 5. Take 5 in. And breathe out for 5. And then look at what's around you. Look at what's important. Life. And then you will feel that body, that aching, that brain fog, that will start to subside. Yeah. So it's almost like detach, take 5, and then start back on the path. Other than that, if that doesn't work for you, take 5, call a friend, have a model. Absolutely. Yeah.
it's because what I'm learning so much this year, like my word, I've got a word of the year. I don't know if you have a word of the year, but
Go on, go
my
on.
word of the
I'm
year
listening.
is connection this
Ah,
year. And uh, what I'm learning is that pretty much everything boils down to it, doesn't it? Connect with yourself and connect with others, and things can become a little bit more clear.
and the thing is, it's infectious because
Mm,
people say to me, "You're so positive, Kate. I love it." And I
yeah.
don't feel as if I'm a positive person.
No?
No, isn't it funny? I love
Yeah.
being positive, but I don't feel as if I'm particularly outwardly having these feelings that I'm a positive person.
Okay.
Um, but you know what? If I smile and make somebody smile, yeah, I feel positive.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. So going back to your word of the year, I love that connection.
Yeah.
And it's how you and I met.
It is. It is. Well, I think we started following each other on Instagram. We didn't really know each other. And then let's talk about champing because it's relevant now. Then I booked to go champing. And I didn't know this. I didn't know that you were the church mouse. And I went champing, had literally the best time ever. And then we were like, oh, okay, so you're the church, and then we sort of got chatting, didn't we? So tell people about champing and also tie in why it's great for well-being.
Well, first of all, yes, there's no such thing as strangers in Norfolk. It's normal for Norfolk, isn't it, that we all know each other by some strange coincidence.
Yeah.
And again, that goes back to my Jacqueline of all trades and mistress of none. Champing, for anybody that doesn't know, it is camping in a church overnight. It was a concept originally designed by the Church's Conservation Trust, the CCT. And about 5 years ago, they started rolling it out to make money for the church as a fundraiser. But they then hit on the idea, actually, this is going down really well. And the churches are all different. And we are absolutely fortunate here in Norfolk to have the only champing venue in Norfolk that just happens to be Booton Church, St. Michael the Archangels,
Yeah.
which itself is a magnificent structure. If anybody's driven past that church, they all stop and go, whoa, what is that? It's known as the Cathedral of the Fields.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
can
for
see that.
obvious reasons, you can see that.
It's stunning. It is stunning.
It's absolutely stunning. The structure itself was designed by the Reverend Elwin, and he took his inspiration from different churches across England and said, yeah, I like that, I'll stick that in my church. It's a relatively new church, being Victorian. So it was started building in 1876, but it was built on the foundations of a medieval church. And what he did is that he put a little bit of bling into it by putting those amazing stained glass.
Yes. Yeah, it is amazing. There's so
It
much of it.
There's so much of it. It is so rare to find that amount of stained glass running all throughout a parish church.
Yeah.
And also he had carved angels into the rafters. There's 22 of them. Did you count them?
No, I didn't know it's 22.
And again, that's so rare to find. You will see a collection of angels in roofs, in church roofs. You will see one or two. To have 22. And it is rumored that these 22 angels are based on real people, and these were his favorite female congregation.
Oh, really? That's
And
interesting.
they are all individual. So if you do get up close to them, they are individually faced.
Right, okay.
And I had a lovely lady that came into the church and said, my grandmother is one of those angels. which was
wow.
that was just a phenomenal. Tying this now into well-being,
Yeah.
you can't help but feel a serene, peaceful moment come over you. You probably felt it as soon as you enter that door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always say I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be religious. You do not have to follow Church of England to go champing. As soon as you walk into there, it welcomes you. And that's what well-being is all about. It's a welcoming place. And so I took up the challenge of putting my stamp, my mark on champing in Norfolk with this well-being running through it, which involves Norfolk hygge. And for anybody that hasn't heard of the word hygge, that lovely, cozy feeling that you get from walking in somewhere.
Okay. I just need to interrupt you a second because you've totally nailed that.
Oh,
You've totally nailed that. Honestly, you walk in and the environment and the aesthetic and the feel of it is exactly that. It is welcoming, it is cozy, and you feel like you're invited to just relax and enjoy this space. And it's amazing.
that's so look at me smiling. Look at me smiling. That is wonderful. That's just the best feedback ever.
Yeah.
So we put the camp beds, we can have up to 16 people in that church. I put the camp beds in the round so that everybody feels secure, so that everybody can see each other and talk to each other. You then have camp chairs, and you then have a camp chest where there are fairy lights all around the church. There's LED candles. I put so many candles around there. There's blankets there's pillows, and there's hot chocolate, and there's biscuits. I always include biscuits. And there is a champ lav. And we must talk about the champ lav, because you would think, a lot of people say to me, where do you go to the loo? Yes, there is a compostable toilet. That's all I'm going to say. And
the toilet's amazing. The toilet's amazing. I think when you first book somewhere and you think, oh, what do you mean I've got to go outside to the toilet? And then you have just this, like you have Portaloo in your head, don't you?
Yeah.
But it is not a Portaloo. It's nice. It's really nice. It's clean. It's spacious. It's nice.
I always call it the best seat in the house. Yeah, absolutely. And if you know that everything is clean, you will relax. And again, drawing back to well-being, if you're relaxed, you're going to have a good time. So the feedback that I've got from this season is coming to a close end of October, but it reopens in April, is that people say we completely detach from normal life. I think you said, phones are turned off. As a family, you connect.
Yeah.
And that's where I thought this is fantastic for people's well-being. Whether they realize it or not, this is great for people's well-being. You want to mention the bats?
Yeah, I love this. So we were just chilling in the church, and then we just saw this kind of flicker at the corner of our eyes, and we were like, what? And then you can hear them as well, and then you can start to hear them sort of just about, and you look up and there's bats just flying in the rafters of the church. It's amazing.
So there is a family of bats there. There was 59. Apparently we had a bat chap.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently there's 59. I bet you there's more now. I think the chap came down last year. And I think they are common pipistrelles.
Okay.
Anybody that knows their bat knowledge. And they won't harm you. They won't come down. They won't pinch your food like seagulls. They don't. They are quite happy to be around the guardian angels in the rafters. And you didn't see it, but I placed a bat detector.
I know. I'm so annoyed I missed it.
So there is a bat detector in the champ chest where people can And what people have said to me is that they get snuggled in their sleeping bags, they have a hot chocolate, they dunk their biscuits, and they use this bat detector and just hold it up to the rafters, and you can hear the bats chattering.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can tune in. There's a frequency button, and you can tune in to these bats chattering. Yeah. And they are I mean, you can't hear them, as you say, you only heard a little bit of them.
Yeah.
But when you get this detector that homes in on their frequency, they're loud, and they're having a good old mardle up there. They really are. They really are. And so again, that's great for your well-being.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to expose themselves to nature in that way?
I mean, connection with nature is massive, actually. I don't think people realize the effects it has on well-being. And actually the church has all of that. It has all of that connection with nature. What I was impressed with, I told you, didn't I, that the light pollution is minimal, and I've never seen so many stars for years. It's amazing. You can just stand outside with your hot drink and just take it all in.
Do you know what? Hairs on my arms have just gone, which, and again, that's well-being. Hearing you say that, you are so right. That the open skies of Norfolk are infamous and very special. And where else better on a clear night than to just stand outside in your safe house of the church and its grounds and look up at the stars. Yeah, absolutely. And breathe and take 5. Absolutely. And see the wildlife around. Even here at Slow You Down Wellbeing headquarters, I'm surrounded by fields. And so I absolutely thank my lucky stars every day. I see deer. I see kestrel. We have a resident barn owl that comes over here, and I'm so thankful for that. And of course, talking to people and them sharing it, because people come for treatments here and they will see what I'm talking about. And even if they're not into wildlife, I get them excited by saying, oh, look, there's a kestrel. And they go, well, what's a kestrel? And I actually give them some binoculars. It really is an immersive experience, because I do think this is all part of the well-being package, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I will give them those binoculars and say, look. And of course, then we'll start talking, and they go, wow, this is tremendous. Anybody that says, wow, this is tremendous, that's got to be good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's kind of like wrap up some top tips. Like, if you had to give people your absolute top tips for wellness, well-being, resilience, whatever it is, what would they be?
Don't struggle on your own. Don't struggle on your own. You will know that stress is it's a hard mistress. Stress, it will creep up on you before you know it. And so my tip would be, phone a friend, get help, talk, even if you don't want to. Just push yourself to. Just think, okay, let me just deal with this. Also, there's another top tip that I give when you feel that things are just getting completely on top of you. I always say this, and any of my clients listening to this podcast will go, oh yeah, she's talked to me about this. I always say it's deal or no deal boxes. Okay. Go with me on this one.
I'm with you.
Not that I like Noel Edmonds at all, but I did used to watch Deal or No Deal. And of course, I always say that when you have too much mind clutter, you don't know which activity or what to do first, because your mind is all in a muddle. It's almost like if you can visualize it, all the papers are on the floor and you have no idea which problem to start with. And then, of course, that snowballs. Deal or no deal boxes. Picture all the deal or no deal boxes. Put them in an order. Yeah. Imagine that all of those deal or no deal boxes are on a shelf and with all of your problems and all of your tasks. And the thing that you do is that you take one box, put it down, open it, deal with what's inside the box, close it, put it to the back. Go to the number 2 box, and then it goes on from there. And you find that has helped me in sometimes when you do get mind clutter.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's another top tip.
That's a nice visual as well.
Yeah, I like that visual. Yeah, I do like that visual. I like deal or no deal. That's probably why. It's just a nice little program. Yeah, it's not on anymore, but yeah, I always go. I'm always a good one for a guided meditation. I always love to do guided meditations because getting people to visualize things you can do. You can visualize, those boxes. Everybody knows the deal or no deal boxes. And I've also done a guided meditation for Booton Church, which is in Booton itself, and you can do it online. It's on my website, slowyoudownwellbeing.co.uk. You can do it from your armchair in your front room, or you can actually do it going into the church, and it gives a description of a tour around the church in a guided meditation.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, so and it was published in the EDP this year as well. So yeah, you can find that online.
Fantastic.
Has that helped?
Yes, that's brilliant. Okay, so right, we're just going to wrap up. I always ask somebody one last question, unless there's anything you want to add. Is there anything you just want to add?
Mate, I can talk the hind legs off a donkey, but I think
maybe another time, maybe a part 2 another time.
I think I've said enough for today.
Okay, one last question. I always ask people, what is a value of yours or a strength that you use for your well-being, like in a positive way to support your well-being?
Wow, that's a great question. That is a really great question. Oh, a mantra.
Oh, okay, tell more.
A mantra. Yeah. It's not always a good day, but you can always find a good thing. That's those kind of things that that you see. You've got loads of them here at the back of you, which is fantastic. I love this. I mentioned to you how fantastic I thought that wall looks. Really. And of course your mantra will change depending on the moment. So again, have that toolkit, have a mantra there. That's something that you can just say. And if you don't like the word mantra, if you feel that it is a bit all, a bit too out there, then okay, it's a reminder. It's a reminder. So a reminder for me is there's always tomorrow.
Okay.
So that strengthens resilience, and that always takes me forward, because I think, okay, there's always tomorrow. Go to sleep, wake up again, new day. Yeah. Keep going.
Keep going. It's a good point to end on. So yes, keep going. There is always tomorrow. And thank you so much for joining me.
You're more than welcome. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and the best for the Pied Bug Tale. I really mean that.
Thanks, Kate.